Let's jump into problem 9.4a, an equity investments problem. When we buy shares in other companies, particularly publicly traded companies, and our purpose of buying those shares is not to own or control that company, because that's a different type of accounting, but our purpose is just to like ride the stock price up or down, hopefully up. Well, accounting for that means at every fiscal year end, we look at how the stock price changed and we adjust our investment value to that level through net income. So through a normal revenue or expense account. Let's jump into the problem and you'll see it's pretty straightforward. On November 1st, 2031, Summerland Corp purchased 5,000 shares of TechGiant Inc. at a price of $40 a share, 5,000 shares at $40 a share. We spent $200,000 buying those shares. Summerland intended to trade the shares for short-term profit. Okay, so again, we're correct in accounting for this just through net income. Stock price goes up or down, we adjust the value to the value of the stock price every financial statement date. December 10th, 2031, TechGiant declared and paid a cash dividend of 50 cents a share. We own 5,000 shares, so that's a $2,500 dividend in our pocket. On December 31st, 2031, at year end, the market price of TechGiant was $45 a share, so it's gone up. The value of our investment, $45 a share times $5,000, is $225,000, and of course that represents an increase of $25K. On January 15th, 2032, we sell the shares. Oh, look at this. This stock really performed well for us. We sell them for $48 a share. So 5,000 at $48, up. We sell it for $240. You can definitely lose money investing too, but this happened to be one of our winners. We picked a winner with this stock, so it's plus 15K. Okay, so it says do all the journal entries. Fairly straightforward request. Let's see how we do with it. A, we bought some shares, presumably for cash. So I am going to date this November 1st. 2031, I'm going to debit investment, and I always say the company name if I'm buying stock like this, investment in such and such company, so investment in TechGiant. Your textbook might say equity investment or trading investment or something like this. I like to just name the company, and on the financial statements I'll just have one summary account that says equity investments, but investment in TechGiant, and the amount here was $200,000. Okay, what's my credit? Cash. Unless it tells me otherwise, I will assume I bought the investment for cash. I will assume they did not take a trade or some sort of, like, I sent them a car or something. No, you buy investments with cash. Even if it doesn't say that, that should be the assumption. B, we received dividends, cash dividends. So debit cash on December 10th, 2031. Debit cash for $2,500. And this is dividend income, dividend revenue. Seen this called investment income plenty of times. I think dividend income is a very reasonable thing to call this. And there we go for B. Onwards and upwards. C. And literally upwards. This stock only goes one direction, up. The year-end fair value adjustment for December 31st, 2031. And it says, use the direct adjustment method. This is a place where I've looked at a lot of textbooks as I'm preparing for this. And it's like half and half. I like the direct adjustment way. That's the way I'm going to show you how to use. If you are asked to do an allowance method, you're going to use an account called fair value adjustment. I'll show you what I mean, and I'll do it my way, and I'll kind of show you what you would have done otherwise, and they're pretty similar. December 31st, 2031, we want to adjust our investment value. Our investment's on the books for $200. We want to say, no, it's $225 now. I got to make it go up by $25. So the direct adjustment just says debit the account, which I like. Debit investment in TechGiant for $25,000. And we credit, and this is an unrealized gain. And we can call it an unrealized. Maybe I've been calling it holding gain. That's certainly fine. Or just unrealized gain, I think is appropriate here. And it's $25,000. So if you happen to be in a class or have the textbook that tells you to do it a different way, you wouldn't debit investment in TechGiant. You would debit, let me change my pen here, fair value adjustment. And it's sort of like a contra asset account. Well, when you debit it, it's called an adjunct account. On the financial statements, they're going to go investment in TechGiant plus any fair value adjustments equals investment net. And our investment nets out here, $200K plus $25K. Now, our fair value adjustment could be a credit and could be negative. And so it's $225K, and we end up in the same place, right? You show a $225K account, and I show a $225K account on the financials. Just two different ways to do the same thing. And there are advantages and disadvantages to both. The advantage of doing it my way is it's simpler. The advantage of doing it the blue ink way is when you record capital gains in your taxes, it's easier. It makes it better down the road when you sell. But for our purposes, I think the way I'm showing you is the way to the easier way to learn it. Okay, record the sale of the shares January 15th, 2032. Jan 15, 2032. We get cash. Oh, and if you're interested in that fair value adjustment, I will do a full problem doing it the fair value adjustment way, 95A. I'll do it both ways fully, so you'll get a look at that. Okay, debit cash. Sorry, I lost the plot. We got paid $240. Yeah, this stock just went up and up and up. We got paid $240,000 for a stock that's on our books for $225. So I'm going to credit investment in TechGiant. It's on our books for $225. Now we $200 plus we adjusted it up by $25. And then there's obviously a gain. Now, this is not unrealized. This is a gain on sale. $15,000. And there we have it. That's it for 9.4a. As I said, if you're interested in that FVA account, fair value adjustment account, I'll deal with that in problem 9.5. I'll show you an example with that. I don't prefer it. I think it's more confusing, less straightforward, and I like to teach this stuff in the most straightforward way possible. So there you go. We've solved 9.4a. Thanks for watching. Bye. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.